This young adventurer finally arrives at a town heavily injured and was happy arriving this town. He was attacked by the group of black maned wolf with 30 wolves, but he was able to get away with heavy injuries. He need a healer ASAP, but first he need to go borrow money from Adventurer's Union. Later he arrives at the Union and borrowed the money. The girl told him that the borrowed money will be reduced from the next commission settlement. Everybody started looking at his injuries and asks him to see a healer soon. He takes the money and leaves the Union. Outside he is thinking he might die before getting to the church. Then suddenly someone call him and goes, "Are you looking for a healer? Here I am." And also he will give him a discount. He can pay him after getting the treatment. Adventurer finds him suspicious and asks for his healer badge first. As healers earn a lot of money, and there were a lot of scammers among them, due to which the healer's card was created. "Why aren't you showing me your badge?" He says that he doesn't have one. He becomes certain that he is a fake and starts to leave. As the adventurer was leaving, he looks at his injuries and started pointing out how he got the injuries, like his right shoulder was injured by a black maned wolf and in his ankle was scratched, must be from a branch. Adventurer was surprised as he knows all the injuries just by looking at them. Healer tells him that he is quite knowledgeable and makes his living by healing others. Healer says if you go to the church they will charge you 600,000 gold, and an adventurer healer will take around 300,000 gold, but he will give him a discount and charge him only 150,000 gold, but adventurer still thinks he is a scammer and leaves. Healers tells him if it still hurts at night, come see him, he's staying at that inn. Adventurer goes to church and finally got himself healed, and the fees was 620,000 gold. He was happy about his wound healing, although it was a little expensive, but still his leg was feeling stiff and he thinks it will heal soon. But at night he couldn't sleep cause the pain was so unbearable. He asked the inn girl for a healer ASAP. He got healed by that expensive healer, but it still hurts so much. Then he remembers about the healer he meet at the guild, but doesn't know his name, but then he arrives just in time. He asks the girl to leave him as he will take care of it. Healer sarcastically asks, was the expensive treatment any good? Adventurer feels like he is going to die, so he wants him to heal him, but the healer for the payment of 300,000 gold in advance. Adventurer says, wasn't the fees was 150,000 earlier, but healer says his situation is 3 times worse than before they met. Healer starts to leave, then adventurer says he can have his sword. He doesn't have much money, but his sword if sold will get him 200,000 gold. He accepts the sword as payment. Adventurer thanks him as healer takes a look at his feet and tells him that there are few things that cannot be cured through magic only, and that is poison. Healer gives him a berry and tells him that these are dark cowberry. Its leaves and branches are all poisonous. Even if they scratch you a little, it will eventually paralyze you. That's why the wolves live around that they, as you can paralyze, they can easily get their food. Adventurer gets scared that he might not be able to walk again. Asks the healer, is there any way to save his leg? Healer tells him of course there is a way, making a scary face with knife in his hand. He has to cut it open, cause the healer he went to has leave the poison as it is. Healer says that he won't be using any healing power cause he doesn't have any, and he don't have any painkillers, so he can scream as he does the procedure. Finally the healer is done and adventurer feels really happy that he is alive and thanks the healer for helping him and saving him from the deadly disease, as he feels much better now. He also apologized him for yesterday calling him a fraud. Healer forgives him as he is used to it. Adventurer is happy that he has a big heart too. Healer thinks it's funny how these people talk back first and then come crawling back and beg him to save them, cause this is why he loved this job. After we see how this healer came to this world. His name is Kang. About 3 years ago, he was teleported in a strange cave full of monsters. He fights with those monsters for his survival. His job is a healer. Luckily he wasn't the only one teleported in this world, there were more people too. Some like to hear K's they can use magic, some wanted to go back to the earth. Kang opens his status window and sees his stats and doesn't understand why he has a question mark at the end of healer. Nevertheless, they all decide to stick together cause it will increase their chances of survival as they all have received skills according to their jobs. Hearing this, Kang opens his status window to see his skills. He has 1 skill of incision, divine communication and eyes of observation. Despite the fact he is a healer, he doesn't have any healing powers. We move to present where Kang goes to the hall and asks Miss Julia for a full meal set and sits down to fill his diary while he waits for the food. The place where he was dragged is full of monsters and have dangerous contamination zones everywhere, as it hard to survive in this Azul continent. He started recording his life daily to find a way to go back to Earth. Kang sees Julia got cut. As he checks on her, she gets startled. He tells her to let him have a look, but she tells him that she is fine. Kang uses his eyes of observation to check her wound. She cut her index finger with knife. He tells her in this condition she won't be able to make the food for him. Then she apologizes and lets him take care of it. He used his skill to stop the bleeding. He sees he received another point. Now he have total 103 points, and for 20 points he can use a roulette. Since has a lot of points, he can use roulette 5 times in a row. As he uses the roulette, he gets 2 strength points. 20 gold. He gets frustrated there should have been more gold. Then he sees he got a new skill named Spray, which can absorb the potion and increase their effect by 30%. Kang goes outside to test it out. As he absorbs the portion, the spray energy surrounds him, and using this skill, he can restore the strength of anyone within the spray area. Kang finds this skill really helpful as he can use this on his patients. Suddenly, an adventurer bumps into him and was looking for fight, but Kang apologizes and tells him to call it even as his strength is fully restored. Adventurer gets excited as he has never seen skill like this before. Then he asks him that he should join his party. As their part is looking for a healer including Kang, they will have 4 members, which is perfect. Kang asks for the task. He tells him they are going to hunt a rare monster for a reward of 1.2 million gold. Kang likes the reward and decides to join them. On the other hand, we see another healers healing some adventurers. At the Adventurers Union, adventurer friends also have brought a healer as well, which means now they have 2 healers in their party. As they talk about the commission and introduce each other, and they set out in the forest in the search of rare monster. New healer named Matt finds Kang very annoying. When he introduced himself, he shows a big crest behind him, which the adventurers really love. Then they ask Kang what he can do, so he shows them his spray skill and create red energy around him, which all of them really loved except this one. Matt doesn't like Kang at all. Kang asks the adventurer what kind of monster is it. He told him that it is a brown rat. As they all laugh, they think 1.2 million gold for a rare rat. It will be a piece of cake for them. But Kang doesn't agree with them and tells them have they ever hunted a rare monster before. They tells him they have never even seen one before. Kang tells them they should go back to town and restock the potions because it takes a lot of potions to fight a rare monster. But they don't want to go back even if it's a rare monster, it is just a rat. Matt tells him to leave if he wants to, so Kang says he will be leaving then. Surprised by this, they tells him to not complain after. Matt was really happy with Kang leaving the party cause now he is the only healer left. Kang tells that later you guys will come crawling back to him for his help, which he will charge for 300,000 gold per person. They move on. They think he got scared from a rat, and they will have more money for themselves. Now they have finally find the rat, and they all attack at the same time, but the rat moves so quickly and comes behind them. They don't understand what is going on. As the rat becomes giant, his mana is really increasing exponentially. Matt tells them to kill it quickly. He will help them with a strong attack, but before they could attack, the rare monster attacks them with hundreds of small rats. They couldn't do anything. All of them were defeated in a flash. Matt is shocked to see them defeated as one of them starts run off on his own and Matt is running out of mana. As the adventurer was running, he comes in front of him as the monster have put some kind of spell, due to which now they are stuck in the rat domain and they can't leave. They thought they were going to die. Then Kang comes back, saves them as he tells them this is why they were paying so much for a rat. He says he should have asked them for 500,000 gold per person. Matt is surprised to see him here. Kang told him that they are going to attack again, so you know how to use the shield of light, right? Matt tells him he know but doesn't have much magic power left. Kang uses his special skill and restores the mana of Matt in an instant. Matt is surprised to see how is this possible. Is there such a skill that can recover magic? Then he remembered what his elders said, that restoring mana, only a great being or a god can do it. Matt says, who are you? Are you incarnation of evil? He immediately started apologizing Kang for being disrespectful earlier. But Kang doesn't get what is he doing. Matt started doing his work as Kang told him to create a shield of light around the adventurers. Kang thinks he wasn't bluffing when he said he is skillful. Then Matt started calling Kang the great being. Kang doesn't get what he is doing. He just want him to stop bothering him. Kang tells why this monster bounty is 1.2 million because of the trap named superiority complex in which they can control their species. Kang have a pesticide named dentropelmint concentrate for small animals. This poison is lethal. With his skill, it will easily take down the monster. As he attacks the rat with his poison, rat powers up and took down Kang. Matt started to heal Kang, but he said don't do it. His energy is restored by magic. He just to get rid of them before magic runs out. Monster comes out of nowhere and bites Kang leg and thrown him at the ground. Kang used his magic to stop the bleeding as the monster is clever, which is the perk of being a rare monster. Rat uses another spell called Debuff Effect, which doubles the damage and half the magic power of anyone in the circle. Kang thinks he can use his skills as his magic is halved. As they both charges, Kang uses his dagger and cuts Monster's neck and kills him. He checks his ankles and legs are fine. Kang thought he was really going to die this time. His status window popped up and showed that a new achievement is attained after killing a rare monster by himself. Kang gets happy seeing that he will get a reward. He rolls the roulette and gets a new skill named Throw Attack Skill. Also, the bonus had increased the chance of killing the target by 25%. Matt comes running to Kang as he thanks him for saving him. He tells him to wake up others using his magic. As they wake up, Kang puts Rat head scaring them. They were surprised to see that he killed that monster by himself. Kang tells them that will be 300,000 per person. He tells him he will all the money to him. Then he goes to the monsters and take out a blue ball, which is a rare item that he will also be taking. Ader that they cash out the money and gives it to Kang as he feels bad for taking all the money by himself. He tells him not to because they owe him debt of saving their lives, so Kang tells him he will treat them with drinks. He says no cause they are going back to their hometown together as they are friends from same town, and also they will be quitting being an adventure as they were almost got killed today. As they say goodbye to each other, Kang asks Matt, but he don't drink, so Kang tells him they should pretend they don't know each other. Matt excitedly says that he will keep the Great One's identity hidden. After that, Kang goes to Relic Appraiser at the guild to check out the marble he got from killing the rare monster. Items gets obtained by hunting monsters, and they can use it after unsealing it. Kang gives the man his marble. The man gets excited seeing it. Kang thinks it must be better than he expected. After checking, the appraiser told him that it is a Surank artifact, which is worth 80,000 gold, but he will give Kang 120,000 gold for it. After listening to him, Kang gets mad and dumped his head on the table again. An age in the man tells him he is making a mistake, and he will call the Adventurer Union for it, but Kang doesn't care and punches his face on the table and heals his face and introduced himself as a healer and tells him to not ever scam a healer again, as there are two types of healers that bring attrofects. Either they are heavyweight or madman who hunts monsters as a hobby. After getting beat up, he tells him that it is actually a B+ class artifact, which is worth around 6.4 million gold. What makes this expensive is that it has Ring of Concentration, which increase magic damage, speed by 10%, and concentration by 50%. Kang thinks it will be useful for him, so he decides to release the seal and takes his charms. After that, he goes into a pub as he has made quite a lot of money for drinking. But the pub doesn't have any free seats, so he has to share a table with a man which turns out to be friend or student as he called Kang teacher. They sat together. Am started talking. He tells Kang that he can order anything he wants as he has a lot of money today. Kang asks him can he order bear around 2 million gold first. He gets surprised, but then he orders the drink for him. When they get the beer, Kang pours his drink. Kim asks him doesn't he drink stamina potion 2-bit. Kang's stamina recovers when he gets some rest, although he can't use any skills without his stamina. They toast and started having fun drinking. Then Kang wanted to ask Kim a question and tells him to use divine communication for a bit as there is a lot of people. Kim thinks it must be something important. Kim asks him if he has found a way to go back home, but Kang tells him about his new skill, how it has a black star, as it's his first time getting this kind of skill, as its performance is better than any other skills. Then Kim remembers someone when he was in a party. He remembers someone talking about black star skill. He tries to remember his name, but doesn't remember and calls him Kim. Kang thinks how easily he can change someone's name. In any case, that kid was really strong. Even they both are Dimensioneers, his skill are far better than him. So Kim asked him what did he eat to get this strong. He tells him he has an enhanced skill with Black Star. On the last day of mission, when they got their commission, he screams and said that he finally got the way to go back. Kang was really surprised to hear this. As they comes out of the bar after drinking, Kim tells him that he will earn 4 million won and buy him 2 bottles of this alcohol. Kang loves his idea. Kim says he is going back to his inn as Kang is going to buy a few potions as they say goodbyes to each other. Kang started thinking if he collect these 4 skills, something might happen. It must gives him a clue to go back home, as how that guy was able to collect 4 of them as Kim forget all of the important information. But first he needs to earn some points tomorrow. The next at the village, Kang opens his clinic as he will offer a cheap price for any kind of treatments. Some of the adventurers ask him if he is really a healer as few of them recognize Kang as the one who doesn't have any healing power or a healing badge. As all the adventurers leaves, but Kang customers are not only these adventurers but villagers as well. A woman came, she asked him if he really is bartering as she brought some potatoes with her. Kan tells her that he is. Women gets really happy as she shows him the injury as her farming partner was accidentally cut himself with a hoe as died recently cause of an illness. Kang says it tetanus, which is a severe illness as there is no vaccination here. He takes a closer look with his eyes of observation as it is not tetanus. He tells her that it's not a serious wound and also gives her a cream which she put on the wound 3 times a day and also used some new bandages. He realizes she doesn't have any new bandages. He runs off and makes some for her by himself. She gets really happy and thanks him for everything. After that, others villagers also started coming and showing him his wound for treatment, and Kang started to get points. Finally, after treating everyone, he gets 172 points. Kang feels really satisfied to acquire points by helping others. Also, cathing monster also isn't bad, but it's best to treat the villagers peacefully and regain some points. As some noble kicks his potion out of the bucket and tells him why is he running such unorganized shop and asks him for some potions. Kang is pissed as he putting up an awkward smile and asks him what kind of potion. He tells him to give him anything. Kang tells him he only have this cream as he gives it to him. He introduced himself as Rehart Arif, third son of Arif family. He tells him he has a formal request for him. He throws a bag towards Kang as he opens the bag and there are some herbs, as they tell him that Tia's was a place which was really beautiful, but now somehow the is decaying and contaminated with toxics. As their elder was there to stop the contamination by killing monster, but they are exposed to the contamination and they want Kang to make a potion for them. That's why a noble came to ask him as he is the one in the village capable of making the potion. Noble tells him they will make new shop for him. Kang says it would honor for him. Then Noble tells him if he understand he should start making the potion. Kang with smiling face refuses the offer. Noble gets mad hearing this and tells him he doesn't have the option to refuse. Kang tells him he is not a pharmacist as Kang doesn't want to work for nobles, cause he need to gain points. Then suddenly a guy comes crying as he wants Dr. Kang help to heal his younger brother. Kang sees the wound as he need to clean the wound or else it will cause infection. Noble finds it funny, as a pharmacist can cure disease or poison but can't treat cut. As the noble himself is a healer, know a good one though, then Kang tells him to use it on the patient. He tells him that a commoner can't afford his treatment, but he will do it if Kang asks for forgiveness and obeys his orders, then he will treat him. As Kang get irritated and tells the noble no need for his help as he can do this by himself. Noble get irritated as how will he able to do it. Kang tells him by sewing them one by one. As he starts the treatment, Noble starts lauding and says he won't be able to do it. Kang bet him if he was able to do it, then he has to give him his necklace and provide free healing services and food for them, and young Master Rehart will personally attend them. Noble agrees to it, but if Kang wasn't able to do it, he will have to make the potion and will never call himself a healer ever again. Kang agrees to it. As he starts the treatment, he used his skill named Thread to soothe the wound and also uses his eyes of observation so he doesn't damage any nerves. As Kang was treating his finger, he realized his stamina is running out. He speeds up and quickly gets the treatment done. Everyone is shocked to see this, especially the noble. If Kang's stamina have run out, he would have been fainted as he quickly drinks the stamina portion to restore his stamina. Kang tells the noble the treatment is complete. Noble gets frustrated as the patient won't be able to move his finger. Kang tells him to check it out by himself. As he asks the patient gently can he move his finger, and of course he can move it. Noble is shocked to see this. Kang has to remember their agreement. In frustration, Noble throws his necklace on the ground and leaves the room, and boy asks Kang, will the noble keep his promise? Kang tells him of course he will as the Lord Arif is really strict, and tells the boy to spread the rumors. If they go to palace they will get a free treatment and a meal. Later at the inn, Julia asked Dr. Kang if he know about the rumors that Master Arif has opened a free clinic and also gives free food in the market. As she is worried about Kang, number of patients will decrease as he tells her that he happy that the villagers getting free treatment and food. She thinks he is really warm-hearted, and for Kang thinking about the guy makes him laugh. After he rolls the roulette and gets all general prices except one vitality crystal and a coupon which will expand the inventory. Kang uses it on him and was looking at the crystal, then his friend Kim asks him about the crystal. Kang gives him a card for crystal strengthening. He gladly accepts it. He asks Kang about the ring, why he hasn't sold it yet. Kang tells him he wanted to use it, and also it is difficult to sell cause it's very expensive. Kim tells about him about a store. Later Kang goes to the store and asks the guy he wants to sell some items. First he sells the necklace, but it got cracked when Rehart throws it, so Kang gets 3 million gold for it. And as for the ring, which is quite a precarious item, so store owner goes to check out his transactions. Meanwhile, Kang says he will look around the store. He sees a crossbar. As he was about to touch it, blue light comes around it and a message saying he have to get this crossbar. Kang is surprised to see this as he has gotten a lot of messages before, but this is the first time he felt personality from it. Kang thinks it means that someone must be watching him. The owner comes back and tells him, is there any problem? He tells him no, as he was just thinking about something. Kang asks the owner if this is a special weapon. Owner is a special artifact which has been recently found. It comes with Para's pouch connection. Owner shows him how to use the artifact. Kang asks for the, thinking it will be expensive. The cost of the artifact is 15 million gold, which Kang can't afford, but owner gives him a discount if he buys it today, as the ring and the necklace sold the amount will be 9.6 million gold. Even if Kang uses his emergency funds, he is still a little short. He tells the owner he is 4 million short. Owner tells him he can register it as a reserved item and can pay him later. Owner tells him, of course, as seeing the things you bought today with your talent, you will earn money in no time. Kang thinks this is why Kim recommended this store and says that he will do that. The next day, Kang goes to the Adventurers Union to find a mission, as he asks Kim to lend him some money, but he only has 5,000 gold, which was less than Kang has. Kim asks him if they will be able to go back home. Kang tells him they might because he has found a clue, as the voices in his head has been talking to him for 3 years. Something must have brought them here from Earth. So now he just need to buy the crossbar, and he might be able to communicate with them. As Kang look, is there any work for healers, as he finds some, but the reception girl tells him those jobs are for authorized healers, so even if you bring us to the reception at one go through cause you don't have healer badge. Kang tells her to not worry, he is just looking around. As he finally found it, as he goes to the address, another healer is already there to heal the patient. Kang thinks he must buy a wandering priest, as a normal priest would never take job from Adventurer Union. She tells priest to remove the bandages as her friend is really exhausted. Then Kang uses his eyes of observation as he sees there are a few bite marks on the wound. When the priest was about to use heal magic, Kang stopped them and tells them he also a healer, and using heal will not be effective right now. Healer tells him he knows what he is doing, so stop bothering him. As you are a healer, you should know her condition. Then the adventurer pushes Kang out of the room, as Kang thinks one of them are obedient at first. The patient condition is getting worse and worse as the priest keep using the heal magic, but it doesn't work and the bleeding doesn't stop. They all are surprised to see that it doesn't work. She started thinking this priest also couldn't stop the bleeding like the previous one. They asked the girl to bring the healer, which she kicked out, as he already knew that heal magic will not work, he might be able to cure her. She tells her that healer seems suspicious. She can't bear having more portions, so bring him. She says okay, she will bring him. She goes outside and asks Julia about the guy earlier, as he is sitting right there, and asks her did the treatment go well. She tells him he was right, heal magic doesn't work. She apologized for earlier and bowed down as she asked him to save her friend. Kang says he will help her. She was happy as she thought he will not help her. Kang comes in and tells the priest that he told him that heal will not work. Priest says she is poisoned, that's why his heal is not working. But the priests have about 100 antidotes for any poison, and assure her that she is not poisoned. Kang asks the girl her name. She tells him her name is Rina and takes a lot at her wand, as she tells him that a week ago they were attacked by a stone mole on their way back to the village, and also they were chased by a group of goblins and also by crocodiles in Mwika swamp. Priest thinks they have been through a lot, and when they arrive at the village, Rina's condition got worse. Kang asks one last question, is the wound painful? Everyone is shocked to hear this, as the wound is not painful. Priest thinks it must be black magic, that why his heal power was not working, as it is type of a curse. Kang breaks the ice and tells them that this is not black magic, as if it was then your magic wound have reverse effect. Then Kang uses his skill and potion starts to work on her. Everyone is surprised to see the potion working. Kang tells this is dentrol mint concentrate, it will catch the insect's poison. Kang tells them they can't see, but there is a small mark of insect bite. As she told him earlier, they passed by the Mwika swamp, and there are a lot insects there, as she left her wound untreated, and as she came in contact with the water she get infected by the insect. Her friends say, is the treatment over? Kang tells her no, that was just a temporary measure. Then he takes out a dagger and cuts her wound, and a monster comes out of her wound as they get scared, and monster goes down at the floor. Kang tells we have to kill it now, as this is quite a bothersome monster. It got bigger and pushes the priest on the ground. It quickly tries to escape through the drain. Kang quickly attacks it, but the monster dodges his attack and quickly goes to the drain, but the girl comes from the side and punches it and thought she killed it, but he was still alive as it tries to attack her. Kang comes from behind and saves her. He cuts his face as he drink blood from the person, so if they bleed him more he will die. But the monster runs out the room. Kang thinks if they miss him here he will escape and will leech on other people drinking their blood. Kang uses his special and cuts it again. As all the blood is drained, one more cut and the monster will die. But Kang dagger gets broken. Then priest uses his magic to chain up the monster and stops it from moving. Then girls throws him her dagger and tells him to kill it. But the monster escapes as Kang dashes towards the monster and kills it. Kang goes back to the room and sew her wound quickly. The girls were surprised to see how quickly he sewed the wound just like a sewing machine. Rena starts crying and thanks him for treating him cause she thought she was going to die. Kang brightly tells her he was just doing his duty as he tells the priest to go and file a report on your failure to the guild. Priest gets irritated and Kang says this is how he will get his reward. After that, priest goes to the guild to file his report for the failed mission. The girl is shocked to hear this as the priest is the highest rank healer in the crutch. She sees Kang and thinks it must be because of him, the request breaker Kang Sung-hyun. So the girl wants to cancel her request as this is a legitimate reason for the cancellation. So she refund her half of the payment she gave to the Adventurers Guild, as Kang is not a registered healer but he is free to do the requests that get cancelled from the guild. This is why everybody hates Kang as he steals requests from other people's. She gives him the money and also included the refund she got from the guild in it too. Kang thanks her as he needed the money. He gives her knife back but she says that he can keep it, as this knife is a blue-silver dagger made out of blue-silver stone, which is quite useful. Kang tells her if it's okay she gives him such as impotent thing to him. She have to apologize for kicking him out of the room as she is every happy that Kang saves her friend's life, so he gratefully accepts it. It's 700,000 gold he got as his emergency fund is 2 million gold and he only need 2 more million gold to buy the crossbow.